The G20 also works well for business. It has fulfilled its core mission of providing financial stability, the necessary foundation for all business to work. It has also generated a supportive environment for business through smarter financial regulation, stronger economic growth and international trade, and now tax reform. As its Brisbane Summit agenda, the Australian host is focusing on the fundamentals for business of the economy, finance, trade, and tax. And it has added investment in infrastructure where 70% of the users are the business ones. Australia is now strongly shifting to put the private sector first as the only sure source of strong, sustainable growth. Here it is being helped by the Business 20, or the B20, a body born at the Toronto Summit to bring the business community in. Since then, the B20 has been broadening its interests, its involvement, and its influence in G20 summits, with recent advances from Bali in trade facilitation showing that the G20 really works better with the B20 and business inside.
We in the business community are very supportive of the G20. We think it's an incredibly important part of the world governance architecture. Quite often people are disappointed with what it achieves or ask what it achieves and are perhaps cynical about it. We see it very much as a glass half full and that there is a lot to be done to drive better and more focused outcomes out of the G20, but we certainly believe that we'd be a poorer place without that in the architecture. We're going through a period of a jobless growth environment, so for developing and developed countries alike, the imperative both at a leaders level and at a business level is the same. How do you create economic growth? How do you create jobs? Our input is very much to assist the G20 in making good policy decisions which will drive its agenda. And the perspective that business leaders bring to the leaders is the real economy perspective. The world leaders know politics, they know what their citizens want, they understand the trade-offs they've got to make between different sectors of the economy and different international, regional and domestic perspectives. What business does is say to government, if you can do these things, it will allow us to invest, to grow our businesses, to create more jobs, or these are the things that are stopping us from doing that. And as John said at the moment, when you look at where the world has come post the financial crisis, most governments have run out of the tools of trying to regrow their economies. Monetary policy, fiscal policy, all the tools have basically been spent, and they are very much looking for public-private partnership to enable them to take that next step.
As the Queensland Government, through Trade Investment Queensland, we put a lot of effort, a lot of money into going to the world. Every year the Premier, the Treasurer, the Deputy Premier all do a lot of trade missions to the world. So we put a lot of effort into that. Now, suddenly we have the world coming to us, and we need to work to capitalise on that to make sure we get the most out of that. Importantly, to get Queenslanders involved, get Queenslanders seeing this as a very positive thing for the state. And I think we can do that through a range of multicultural festivals, showcasing the arts, etc. I'd love to see South Bank right here come alive. There are some very significant projects underway in Queensland, mainly in the resources, tourism sectors, very significant investment by some of the countries that are coming to this. So I would hope that one of the excuses we could create is, at least for some of the business leaders that might be involved in some of those projects, to go visit the projects under construction. One of the things that we can showcase is that the Queensland economy is much more than the primary industries, which we tend to think of it as. We do have some really world-class education and research facilities here. So I would love to see leaders and business leaders going away seeing this as a fantastic venue or an incubator of innovative ideas.
And our role has been to work with the government agencies, particularly Trade and Investment Queensland, Tourism and the various other agencies that support Queensland to help develop a strategy so over this next 12 months that we can leverage our status as the host. So we're working up in particular collateral to help promote Queensland broadly through those areas so we can hand it out to our representatives overseas, to visiting delegates, to other meetings as they come to Australia, but primarily to make sure that there is a legacy from our opportunity to host the summit. In terms of getting the delegates to stay longer, I think most of us are in the Q20 in particular are focusing on the 3,000 media that are expected to attend the event. What we would love to do, and we're trying to work out whether we can do that, is to give them information and collateral well before they make their journey decisions to come to Queensland, to give them information about the state, to give them opportunities to attend either visits or investment seminars, dinners. We're looking and offering to host people to a whole range of facilities, including the resources in the energy areas. We're looking to do some of our media familiarisations with the tourism people. So I suppose the task is for us to get hold of those delegates early enough and to find ways and means through the task force to get that information out earlier so we can maybe influence their decisions to stay a bit longer and to plan a much bigger exploration of not only Brisbane but also Queensland.
It's about people come here, they will spend, and we need to make sure that our doors are opened. So look, I mean, I'm not treating this, apart from the fact that these are very influential people obviously, and we need to make sure we leave a very good impression and a lasting impression upon them about our city. I think in terms of the normal business activities, apart from the, some areas of closure that will occur, we need to just get on with business as normal. It's about making sure that we present best, as we did in Expo 88. I remember at that time there was a call to arms for everybody. We were on show to the world. Well, so it will be this time, a very different event, but nonetheless another opportunity to get people engaged, get pride built in the city of Brisbane, and to exercise that pride in their own homes and businesses.